Just like that, Kathy Engelbert, the WNBA, the team owners, the Players Association, in the split of an instance, all of it can change. In a split instance, all of it can change. If this injury does anything, it should be a wake-up call to the WNBA.
The WNBA just lost their golden goose, and they have nobody to... Just like that, the WNBA's future was thrown into chaos. The golden goose, Caitlin Clark, was sidelined with a left quadricep strain, sending shockwaves through the league and its fans. This wasn't just a minor setback. This was the first time Clark has missed a regular season game since her sophomore year in college. A player who brought millions of new eyes to women's basketball, single-handedly boosted ratings, and filled arenas, now finds herself on the bench, injured, frustrated, and surrounded by controversy.
Caitlin Clark will miss at least the next 2 weeks with a left quad strain. The Fever are currently 2-2 on the year. Clark has started all 4 games so far and is averaging 19 points, 9.3 assists, and 6 boards per game. The Fever said more updates will be provided after doctors reevaluate her.
But here's the twist that nobody wants to admit. This injury didn't come out of nowhere. There were signs, warnings, pain, and possibly even negligence. The WNBA had one job: protect their most valuable player, and they failed. Now the consequences are unfolding in real time, and the fallout is bigger than anyone could have predicted. Because when you build a league around one star and don't protect her, the whole empire can collapse with one wrong step.
The Players Association, the team owners, that just like that, all this fanfare, all this interest, all this newfound attention on the league can disappear overnight. Caitlin Clark's out 2 weeks.
Caitlin Clark is officially out for a minimum of 2 weeks with a left quad injury. An injury that, on the surface, sounds manageable. But scratch beneath that surface and what you find is alarming. This is the same leg that bothered her during the preseason when she missed a game due to quad tightness. The team insists this new strain is unrelated. But how often does the same muscle group break down twice in the same season, in the same leg, without being connected?
There is literally footage of Caitlin Clark putting heat compression towards her leg. There is literally footage of her putting heat packs on her leg. There is new footage of her heating up her quad when she's playing.
Clark started the year strong, averaging 19 points, 9.3 assists, and 6 rebounds through 4 games. But there were signs something wasn't right. Against the Liberty on May 24th, her deep shots were falling short. Her movements lacked the signature burst fans were used to. Most telling of all? She was spotted applying a heat pack to her leg during the game. That's not routine. That's a red flag waving in front of everyone. Yet somehow, nobody acted. The team didn't take her out. The league didn't raise concern. Everyone just looked the other way.
I'm at the game. Caitlin Clark does not look right on the sideline. Caitlin Clark is coming out. She has heat compression on her quad. She was playing injured. And ironically, that is probably the best case scenario. That is probably the best thing. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's a bad thing. And trust me on this, it is probably the best case scenario that she's been actually playing through this and she was able to play through this fine.
Coach Stephanie White later admitted she wasn't even sure when Clark got injured. Think about that. One of the most scrutinized athletes in women's sports history was in visible discomfort, and the coaching staff only found out something was wrong after Clark herself spoke up. That speaks volumes, not just about Clark's toughness, but about how normalized pain and injury have become for elite female athletes. Clark was likely playing hurt for days, maybe weeks, while enduring heavy contact from defenders and getting little help from officials.
Maybe this will be the wake-up call that the WNBA needs to clean up the officiating, to actually show that they appreciate this golden goose that has landed in their lap that goes by the name of Caitlin Clark. It's been so long where we've just seen this girl getting beat up in games. We see her get grabbed, hacked, bumped into, knocked on the floor. There's never any whistles from her.
And if you're passionate about holding the league accountable, or if you just want to keep up with what's really going on behind the scenes in the WNBA, this is the channel for you. We're building a community that asks real questions, digs past the headlines, and holds the powerful accountable. So hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and drop a comment below. What do you think the WNBA should have done differently to protect Caitlin Clark?
What was that play? Oh my God, this is rigged. This is rigged. She got yanked, fell on her hip. That's a hack!
Let's be blunt. Caitlin Clark has been targeted since the moment she entered the WNBA. Defenders have been allowed to grab her jersey, bump her off screens, and hit her with hard fouls, all without consistent whistles. This isn't just rookie treatment. This is deliberate. The referees have failed to protect the league's most valuable asset, and the silence from league executives has only made things worse. No public support, no policy changes, just indifference.
League is still resentful of her, it's still jealous of her, and it's still trying to put her in her place and give her nothing, make her earn something that she already earned last year when she put this league on the national map. For the first time ever, it was really, really and truly on the national map.
Over the past 2 seasons, Clark has taken more contact than almost any other player, and much of it crosses the line between tough defense and outright assault. What makes it even more outrageous is how uneven the officiating has been. When Clark commits a minor foul, it's called. When she gets thrown to the floor, play on. If you're the WNBA and you depend on this one player to drive your revenue, your ratings, and your relevance, how do you not do everything in your power to protect her?
Caitlin Clark, somebody who was responsible for 26.5% of all WNBA economic activity last season, including revenue from merchandise, ticket sales, and television, is out for a minimum of 2 weeks. Minimum of 2 weeks, more like 4 to 6 weeks. Minimum of 2 weeks, because remember, that's when she gets reevaluated. More like 4 to 6 weeks.
The moment Clark's injury was announced, the WNBA's business model started trembling. She's not just a player, she's an economic engine. Last year alone, Clark was responsible for over 26% of all WNBA economic activity, from merchandise sales to ticket revenue to TV viewership. Entire venues have been upgraded just to accommodate the crowd she draws. Now, those same venues are scrambling to process refund requests. Teams that bet big on Clark's drawing power are now staring at financial nightmares.
And I'm already seeing people saying, I'm taking a break. I'm already seeing people say, I'll be back in a little bit. These numbers are going to go down. The owners are going to walk into those negotiation rooms feeling themselves. Shout out to Beyonce. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling my... Again, they're lucky this is only a rumored 2 to 4 weeks. Because if the news was the season, people would tune out 100%.
The Washington Mystics, let's take the Washington Mystics, for example. They moved their game against the Fever to a larger venue in Baltimore, banking on Clark to fill it. Within hours of the injury news, fans started demanding refunds. In Chicago, the Sky made an even riskier move, shifting their Fever matchup to the United Center, home of the Bulls. Now, thousands of seats could be left embarrassingly empty. Advertisers are nervous. TV networks are adjusting expectations. In just one day, the WNBA went from celebrating its golden era to bracing for a massive dip in revenue.
There is one thing, no doubt, that's about to happen. The WNBA teams that move their games, this is about to be catastrophic for them. And it's kind of funny.
As if the injury wasn't enough, what happened online in the hours after was even more disturbing. A wave of toxic celebration exploded across Twitter and Instagram. Some of the loudest voices? Fans of Angel Reese and Chicago Sky supporters, gloating, cheering, and mocking the fact that Clark was sidelined. These weren't fringe trolls. These were mainstream voices in women's basketball fandom, openly celebrating a 23-year-old woman's physical breakdown. Let that sink in.
Yep, that's the Baltimore game. I believe that's about a 15,000-seat arena situation. This one's at the United Center in Chicago. Good luck getting anybody there. I mean, you know, I mean, seriously.
What's even more chilling is the pattern this reveals. These same fan bases have been pushing the narrative that they don't hate Caitlin Clark, just her fans. But their reaction told the truth. They do hate her. They resent her success. They wanted her gone. The fact that people were celebrating an injury is not just a social media issue. It's a reflection of the culture the WNBA has allowed to fester. When the league refuses to protect its stars, the fans start to believe they don't have to either.
Will this be the wake-up call the WNBA needs? Caitlin Clark is out for at least 2 weeks. Now we are going to see what you guys, not just Indiana Fever, we're going to see what type of numbers this league can churn over without her.
The culture that led to Clark's injury didn't develop overnight. It was built over years of inconsistency, weak leadership, and unchecked aggression. When Commissioner Kathy Engelbert stayed silent through months of obvious targeting, she sent a clear message. Caitlin Clark is fair game. No strong statements, no disciplinary actions, no show of support for the player who single-handedly elevated the WNBA into mainstream national conversation. That silence created a dangerous precedent.
A lot of you are like, this is perfect. All right, because the WNBA accused the fandom and gave validity to some online trolls. All, by the way, I wonder if the WNBA has given validity to some other online trolls.
It's not just the officiating either. It's the media. High-profile analysts and commentators have openly dismissed Clark's fans, mocked her popularity, and even encouraged divisive narratives that pit her against other players. That toxicity has bled into the stands and onto social media, giving trolls license to cheer her injury like it was a victory. You can draw a straight line from the lack of fouls on the court to the celebratory tweets online. This league didn't just fail to protect Clark, they nurtured the environment that broke her down.
There are people celebrating Caitlin Clark's injury. There are people celebrating Caitlin Clark's injury. And these are all people that are in the we don't hate Caitlin Clark, we just hate her fans crew. No, they don't. They hate Caitlin Clark. They say we hate her fans just so that they can have an excuse. They hate her. They hate her.
With Clark out, Indiana Fever now faces a massive identity crisis. The team's offensive rating drops from a respectable 107.5 with her on the court to a painful 82.2 without her. That's not just a decline, it's a cliff dive. Coach Stephanie White knows this is their make-or-break moment. Her response? Tactical shifts, role redistributions, and a challenge to the rest of the roster to rise to the occasion. The biggest spotlight now falls on Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell.
You have got people out here wishing ACL injuries on Caitlin Clark. You have got people out here celebrating. Like, if you look at the quote tweets of the Indiana Fever tweeting Caitlin Clark got injured, the amount of celebratory tweets you've seen, the amount of celebratory tweets and like people like celebrating that she got hurt. And the only reason I have to say this is that that side of the fan base people are being told that does not exist, that does not happen. And it's clear as day because it's public.
Boston, the former Rookie of the Year, is already putting up 18.5 points and 10.8 rebounds per game. But without Clark, White wants her back in the post more often, where she's most effective. Mitchell, meanwhile, will carry the bulk of the playmaking while maintaining her scoring edge. Other players like Lexi Hull, Sophie Cunningham, and veteran additions such as Natasha Howard and Sydney Colson need to step into roles they've only flirted with before. If the Fever can pull off wins without Clark, it will show the league that they're more than just a one-woman show.
You've got the media out here. Again, Elle Duncan has gone full-on unhinged, it seems. Like, obviously, Caitlin Clark fans have called out some of her stuff, so now she's gone fully, it seems like she's fully gone anti-Caitlin Clark fans. She's gone and attacked them. She's gone on a tirade.
Sometimes greatness demands a pause. For someone like Caitlin Clark, who has never willingly missed games, sitting on the bench is excruciating. But this moment may be necessary. From a development perspective, watching from the sideline can be transformative. Coach White already mentioned that this gives Clark a coaching mindset, the chance to see plays develop, read defenses, and grow her mental game. That kind of evolution, combined with physical recovery, might be exactly what she needs to hit another level when she returns.
The difference is that one of them are called, like one group are called the scum of the earth. And because of that one group, every single person that is a fan of Caitlin Clark is called by the media not too far off the scum of the earth. And one group is, according to the media, not real. This is not real. This did not happen. None of this is real. So that's just my opinion on this all. My opinion on all of this is that everything's wrong. Like, all of this is wrong. Everything when it comes to the WNBA media is just crazy.
There's also the long-term protection factor. If Clark had pushed through this quad issue without intervention, the consequences could have been career-altering. Now, with the team taking a long-game approach, they're prioritizing her health over short-term wins. This injury, ironically, might extend her career by saving her from chronic issues down the line. When she comes back, and she will, she'll be hungrier, smarter, and backed by a team that has learned how to win in her absence.
I think so. I think that's the advantage of our depth, right? And we, Sophie had injury early, as well. I think it's the advantage of us, the depth that we added in the off season, that we're equipped. Certainly we'd rather have it early than late. It's a great opportunity for our team to find an identity. It's a great opportunity for our team to play in a different way.
The WNBA built its house on Caitlin Clark and then forgot to reinforce the foundation. Now they're watching the whole structure shake. The empty seats, the angry fans, the panicking sponsors, all of it is the cost of treating your star like she's disposable. They had a once-in-a-generation athlete lighting up their league, and instead of wrapping her in support, they let her get beat down, physically and emotionally.
And I also think it's a great opportunity for Caitlin to watch the game from the sideline and to grow in almost like a coaching kind of mindset and see some different things that we might be talking about on film, addressing in practice, to see it develop in live action.
But here's where it could all turn around. If the league learns from this, really learns, and begins protecting its stars, fixing officiating, and demanding accountability, this injury could be the fire that forges a stronger future. Until then, the eyes of the world are watching. And so are we. If you've made it this far, you're clearly someone who cares about the truth behind the headlines. So don't just watch. Subscribe. Help this channel grow so we can keep calling it like it is. Tap that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and hit the bell so you never miss a deep dive like this. The WNBA needs to hear from fans who aren't afraid to speak up, and this channel is your microphone.